Hey everybody, it's Mr. Brightside with Quick Save Barcade, and I'm here with my top 5 movies of 2023. At number 5, we have The Killer from one of my favorite directors, David Fincher. Michael Fassbender gives his best performance in years. Just like Fight Club was all about consumerism, The Killer is all about the mundane workforce in America. It's just a hitman who keeps making mistakes and treats his job just like any other job. It has great cinematography as always, great music as always, and it has some really great explosive scenes. I can't wait to see what David Fincher does next with Netflix. At number 4, we have the Super Mario Brothers movie. It took 30 years for them to make another movie, even though I think that the 1993 movie is actually a cult classic. And this time, instead of doing live action, they went the animated route, which I think was the right thing to do. But the animation is superb. Chris Pratt proved everybody wrong. I think he did an amazing job as Mario. Jack Black absolutely steals the show as Bowser. The music, the story, the comedy, everything about it is perfect. Nintendo really knocked it out of the park, and I can't wait to see what they do with other properties. At number 3, we have Oppenheimer from my favorite director, Christopher Nolan. Usually I don't like biopics, but this one is done completely different. Even with its 3-hour epic runtime, it keeps the suspense going. The cinematography, the way it jumps between different times throughout Oppenheimer's life, Cillian Murphy gives the performance of his absolute lifetime. He really shows how conflicted he was making the atom bomb. We have Robert Downey Jr., who reminds us that he's a great actor and he's not just Iron Man. The special effects, the cinematography, the music, everything about that movie is absolutely perfect. At number 2, we have SpiderMan Across the Spider-Verse. The animation somehow is even better than the first one. The story is even better with so many different Spider-Man. I love Punk Spider-Man. We have a great villain in Spot, who's a little known villain from the comics. The animation somehow is even better. The music is even better. And the only thing that was disappointing about this movie is that it ended on a cliffhanger, and I can't wait to see how they end the trilogy. At number 1, we have John Wick Chapter 4. Keanu Reeves proves once again that he's the action star of the 21st century. They somehow made better fight sequences, better stunts. We have a better story, the accumulation of all of the John Wick films all coming into a head. Donnie Yen absolutely steals the show. Once again, every movie he's in, he's absolutely amazing in. My favorite scene in the movie is one of my favorite action scenes ever at this point. And that's the scene when they're in France and it's the roundabout and we have the cars going. It's just one of the best scenes. If you guys haven't seen it, go ahead and see it. Here's some honorable mentions of some favorite movies that I had this year. We have Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. And I know some people thought it was worse than Crystal Skulls, but guess what? That's impossible. I thought it was a very good Indiana Jones movie. Did we need it? Absolutely not. But that opening sequence with the de-aging, even though there's some uncanny valley, was expertly done. I loved how Harrison Ford has closed out all of these big roles in the last few years. The action sequences were really fun, and it really played up to his age, and it really had him looking back at his legacy. And you could see it wasn't just Indiana Jones. It was also Harrison Ford looking back at his legacy as an actor. The only thing I didn't like is the cheesy ending. Another honorable mention is Saw X. Saw series has kind of taken a dive in the last 7-8 years, and it was great to see Tobin Bell back. And as a prequel, in between 1 and 2, we had great traps, great story, and of course we have great twists. They're doing another one. We got Saw 11 coming out next year. I don't know how that one's gonna be, but Saw X was a surprise this year. And my last honorable mention is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. James Gunn goes out on top as he goes to the DCEU to head that. We have an end to a great trilogy. Guardians of the Galaxy, consistent all the way through. It was very sad to see Rocket's backstory. It was funny, it was heartfelt. I laughed, I cried. It was definitely Marvel's best trilogy. If you guys like this video and you guys want to keep up to date with our streaming, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications.